Today we're going to talk about, well, a very heavy subject. In fact, you may want to weigh in on this yourself. Pound for pound, I promise this will be one of our most exciting videos ever. And it all starts in 1823. That's when Thaddeus Fairbanks started a little machine company out in Johnsbury, Vermont. And he started making plows and a heating stove, and he failed. A couple years later, he tried making a machine to process hemp. He might have been a little too early, but that also failed. But in 1832, he hit a gold mine. He invented this, the Fairbanks platform scale, and they sold worldwide. The most popular scale anywhere on the face of the earth was made by the Fairbanks company. Mr. Morse was a salesman for Fairbanks and had the Chicago office. By this time, it was Ernest Fairbanks that was running the show. Mr. Morse became a partner and convinced the company to expand in everything from windmills to carts to wheels to vehicles to even a velocipede. They bought the original velocipede and started making those as well. That was their first entry into railroading. Then they started to make diesel engines. And they were very, very good at making diesel engines. And they came up with an opposing piston formula. It was a design that had no cylinder head. The two pistons were opposing to each other and had crankshafts on the top and the bottom of the motor. Very efficient. It was lightweight, powerful, quiet, smooth running, and there wasn't a lot of heat loss or friction. Perfect for submarines. And in World War I and World War II, if an American submarine was built, it had a Fairbanks Morse engine in it. And after World War II, they started to think, what else could we put that engine in? And they came up with this. Look familiar? This model? That locomotive. This is the Minneapolis Northfield and Southern's number 11. That is Hallett Dock number 11 in the collection of the Lake Superior Railroad Museum. Same locomotive. You see, Fairbanks Morse was ready to start building their line of diesel locomotives right before World War II. But the War Powers Board said, no, you guys need to make engines for submarines instead. So the whole project was put on hold. By 1946, though, at the end of the war, they were ready to go into production. And the H-10-44 was released. The 10 stood for 1,000 horsepower. They also made a 12 and a 20 for 1,200 and 2,000 horsepower in basically the same model. And it used the same engine that was found in submarines in the entire U.S. Navy and now in some foreign countries that were allies during the war. And the engine worked very well. It was originally sold to the Minnesota and Western, but they sold it to the Minneapolis, Northfield, and Southern, an 87-mile railroad that went from Minneapolis to Northfield. And it could be seen quite often switching the western suburbs and once in a while down to Northfield to switch out the malt meal plant. In the meantime, though, she was a shop queen, the most prized engine on the little railroad every night in the engine house. It only had room for one engine, but the standing rule was number 11, this model here, went to bed every night under cover. In 1976, they sold it to the Hallett Dock Company here in Duluth, and that starts its journey to the museum. The Hallett Dock Company is a level ground transload facility dock in the western section of Duluth. From 1976 till 2005, they used the engine on a daily basis to move cars in and out of the facility. In 2005, they got a new engine and gave the old Fairbanks Morse to us. Now, Fairbanks Morse was done being a company by this time. They had pretty much dissolved and been sold in pieces by 1963. Minneapolis, Northfield, and Southern, well, that went the way of the Sioux Line in 1982. And as I say, in 2005, we got this to add to the collection. The question I'm always asked is, does it run? And the answer is yes. The problem is we can't run it because one of the things that led to its demise as a working engine is the fact that the radiator is shot. And you can't keep water, the engine would overheat. But it turns over, it runs, it starts. Someday maybe somebody will come to me and say, you know what? I think I've got one of those Fairbanks Morse radiators in the backyard, and then we'll start running it again. In the meantime, make sure you're back here tomorrow for another exciting episode. We keep doing each and one of these every single day, so you don't want to miss a single one. And we don't want to miss you. So please, in the meantime, cover your coughs, don't touch your face, wash your hands a lot, Keep that social distance. If you're sick, only one place for you to be. That's at home. Tomorrow, only one place to be. And that's here with us. And in the meantime, let's take care of each other.